Riley's, who related to John Jacko, you all know John Jacko. And we would have been the Leitrim Rileys, but you know, while a lot of travellers maybe only hear true stories and that about, you know, living in tents and that, it's very rare to see something. My father was so traditional that when I was young, that was actually, that's not that long ago, like, but he held on to his ways for so long, you know, that I would have been brought up in what we called a nadas, a tent, made out of wattles, he made it himself. From most of the time, and it was those side of the road travellers, like, but then we were the poor travellers as well, like, you know, we couldn't keep up with other travellers, and then it was very, very, I mean, I never saw TV till at the age of 8. I was taken away from that family simply by virtue of the fact that they were travellers and didn't have facilities, and my mother wasn't able to in their eyes provide for us, and that was her fault, and it was nothing to do with the fact that there was no, you know, proper type accommodation, and that was unheard of anyway in those days, like, you know, and you know, and your only option was to move into a halting site with, you know, other families that maybe didn't know or whatever, and very, very, very poor set up altogether, like, but so yeah, that was the result of it anyway, and I ended up in residential care for the remainder of my childhood, I suppose, and it was very traumatic, and it has been happening even to this day, you know, a lot of kids taken away from travellers and put into care, like, you know. There was a case recently there in Dundalk where a woman was threatened that if the accommodation that she had wasn't suitable, well, why don't you put your kids into care, like, you know, and you know, it's horrific to think that in this day and age, you know, that can actually still go on, like. But this song anyway is a song about, that I wrote, it's an original song called Broken Lines, and I would view myself as having a multi-conscience about what it is to be both a traveller and a settled person. I'm neither, I'm both, I'm all of each, you know, and I use that to my advantage, you know what I mean? I've done some work with different traveller groups, and I use that to my advantage in that while I was always a traveller, you know, I developed cultural ways that were different. I had to. I was told that my way was wrong, like, you know. But while you develop an education, an accent, you know, you don't develop a different heart for where your formative years are formed, and that was for me in the travel community. And I found it very, very difficult around identity and things like that growing up, because I felt like a traveller, I looked like a settled person, and I wasn't really accepted in the traveller community. And yet within that settled community, there was such discrimination in those homes because they saw me as a traveller, and I experienced acute racism on top of other things in those homes. And so this song anyway is my come to terms with my own situation, and it's called Broken Lines, and it's what I experience on both sides, you know, and the lack of communication and the idiocracy of all that, because I love people from all walks of life, but I obviously my formative years are where I developed my personality, and I'll always have that close connection with the traveller community, and whatever else I bloomed into after that. Broken homes, broken hearts, broken truths, they make for bad starts. bridge the distance between those broken lines. Those broken lines, they undersize me and they don't recognize me. Oh, they paralyze me, the distance between those broken lines. Temperature changes, you're hot and you're cold, and you don't know your value, 'cause you've been bought and sold. As soon as you're in, you're told to go out. Those broken lines are what I'm talking about. Those broken lines, they undersize me, they won't recognize me, and they paralyze me, distance between those broken lines. Lose your direction on a one-way track. But you keep on moving because you can't get back. And it makes no difference if you can read the signs. Can't bridge the distance between those broken lines. Those broken lines, they undersize me, wouldn't recognize me, and they paralyze me, distance between those broken lines. 'Cause it's not how you play, it's on the card. And you're always the joker, never the queen of hearts. You're always losers, and you will never win. 'Cause those broken lines will always be your sin. Those broken lines, they undersize me, won't recognize me, and they paralyze me, the distance between those broken lines. You can't bridge the distance between those broken lines. Thank you.